Staying with us, a mass funeral is being held for 5 men gunned down outside an Ndwedwe tuck shop last Saturday. 4 of them died on the scene, while a 5th died at a local clinic. No arrests have yet been made, and residents are demanding police move more quickly. Our reporter, Nqobile Madlala, is attending the send-off and joins us live now from there. Nqobile, unfortunately, a weekend doesn't go by, it seems, these days without us having to report on a funeral, a mass funeral of sorts. Such is the issue with this kind of crime that's really been on the rise. Can you give us some kind of understanding of the atmosphere at this funeral as this community and these families lay these people to rest after all they were doing was spending the weekend, a weekend day, outside the local tuck shop?
Well, Marcel, in fact, what you just said is exactly what they said at the podium. We're listening to some of the people that were speaking about these gentlemen that had already passed away. They were saying that this is something that is very rare in the area, but it scares them to see something like this happening. They were saying that they could see this on television, they'd seen it in other places, but they never thought this is something that would occur to where they live. But of course, the community just very saddened about the passing and the shooting that happened in the area, still has a lot of questions around the fact that how it happened or why it happened. But I'm going to bring in now the mayor who is speaking to the community today. I mean, I think everyone wants to know why it happened. But the question now is SAPS closing in on any perpetrators, Mayor?
Well, it is quite difficult to say at this stage, but we've been speaking to the Provincial Commissioner, and he has assured us that the team that he has brought in this area is working 24/7 to make sure that the perpetrators are brought into books.
And I mean, we saw he also sent in one of the representatives from SAPS. If you can just give us an idea what they were talking about.
Well, definitely they were trying to ease up the tension that is around this community, because there is a bit of a tension around the community that states that people are not sure what's going to happen. So we're trying to make sure to ease that tension and make sure that everybody around the area is secured. It is why we're bringing more security, as you can see, just to make sure that nothing like this happens again. But most important thing, they were trying to assure the community that they are doing the work on the ground. Obviously, the work of the police is sub judice. You cannot just say what are they doing currently, but I can assure you they are working the ground, and we strongly believe that as soon as possible, those perpetrators are going to be brought into books.
And Mame, I mean, you've been to speaking to the families and so on, but we know that they started with the burial and finished with the prayer. If you can perhaps give us an idea why.
Well, the community, we were advised, especially by the pathologists and the doctors, that, you know, let them start with the funeral first and make sure the bodies that we collect this morning and bring it at home and bury them before the service here, simply because they felt that the condition of the bodies of those passed away, they were not in good condition. So they advised that let us bury them in the morning. So that is the reason why you see the service got a bit delayed, because we had to give the families the time to do that process smoothly so that we don't have much problem. So we waited for the families, we assisted them, they finished that proper burial of those, and then they come to the service as we are about to conclude the service now.
And as a municipality, what are you doing now? Because, I mean, the funeral arrangements are done, then what now?
Well, we're going to find a way forward, because we've been with the families ever since, as you know. Now the funeral is done. We've been helping. That as all this thing that you can see here has been organized by municipality. Now, but that doesn't end here. We brought social workers here to deal with the emotional challenges that the families are facing. But obviously, keep them updated of the situation regarding the SAPS, the cases and what's happening, because we don't want to leave them in the dark, bury the families today. So as a municipality, we're going to be keeping them closely, updating them what's going to happen, who's who, even bringing the police department to come and just speak to them. But most important thing that we're doing as a municipality is to deal with them and heal in this situation. That is why we've got so much social workers here, just to deal with them emotionally.
Also talk about healing, Mayor. We noticed that one family is not part of the send-off.
Well, one family, I think it's the Mteto family, they're a bit far apart from this area that we are at. So they asked, no, they won't be coming into this memorial service. Obviously, this memorial service, we had asked all the families to have an engagement and decide whether they will have it one. So one family decided no, because they're a bit out of the way, they will have their own separate funeral, which we already assisted as a municipality. We included all 5 families, we assisted them all, but because they're not closer to this area, they decided to have their own family funeral. As all of them, they had because, you know, I mean, we're rural. Everybody buries at their home cemetery. We're just here just for service only.
All right. And I mean, are you then concerned about the crime in this area as a mayor, having seen this happen?
It is quite concerning, I can tell you. It's quite a bit alarming. We were not sure what's going to happen. I mean, losing 5 people at one time, you will be concerned. But that is why I said we're engaging all the stakeholders of the government to assist us to keep the police visibility in this area until we understand what really happened, because we strongly believe this thing, it was more than just an ordinary crime, because nothing was stolen. Only those 5 people that were killed. Nothing was stolen. So we're a bit concerned, but all the sectors of department are here, are stationed here, just to make sure we ease this thing out until we find the real gist of what happened here.
Thank you very much. That is the Mayor, Samuel Mvega of Ndwedwe local municipality. But Masao, just explaining to us that even though there are concerns, they are looking at the fact that there is visibility of the police at the moment, but they really want those investigations to already explain what really happened on the ground, to make sure that the community is all right, but as well as the fact that the families still need closure.